everyone to the Summer Solstice Indigenous Festival, and sponsored by OLG and No History, as well, of course, as Element FM. By round of applause, which means honking, how is everybody doing tonight? I have heard better. How's everybody doing tonight? So much better. We are so incredibly excited to get things going and to be able to finally bring you an evening of live music and performances. Yes, sir. Or ma'am. With some of the multiple award winners from the Summer Solstice Indigenous Music Awards. So to begin, we would like to ask our elder, Annie Smith St. George, to open the evening in the traditional way. Annie is a well-recognized Algonquin elder, born and raised in the Kitigan-Zibi Reserve near Maniwaki, Quebec. She was the founder of Kimik, the Elders Lodge, established in the early 90s following the Oka crisis. Elders came from across Canada to share their teachings and knowledge. Subsequently, as he flips the sheet, she found Wage, a health center for the integration of Aboriginal knowledge with medical science. Today, she shares her teachings with many national, international conferences and events, including resident elder for the National Arts Center. We're pleased to welcome Annie to the stage and lead us in acknowledging the traditional unceded territory of the Anishinaabe people.
Kwekwe! Kwekwe! Ani na si Madison. Kimi na Madison, no? How are you? Annie Smith St. George, kish ko na kod na tikas. Nagkitganji biyon jiba. Nagkitsigjamin wandam wab makakinawi agwasun jima naugom unakshik. Welcome all of you on the unceded Algonquin territory that you're on tonight. I greet you. Bienvenue sur le grand territoire des Algonquins. Nos CD, je vous accueille ce soir pour le finalement pour la fête des Autochtones, for the Summer Solstice Festival. I would like to thank the Creator for the beautiful evening that we're going to have tonight. And always today, we'll take a moment just to reflect on the people, our people who are hurting at this moment. And I would like to acknowledge them, all the families, the survivors who have lost members of their families through this horrible genocide that we lived. And I ask for everybody on July 1st to wear an orange t-shirt to be in support and to walk with us so that they could acknowledge the children who died unjustly on Canada Day. Miigwech, and I wish you a nice evening this evening, and I want to wish you a nice clear evening so you'll all have fun. Miigwech, and have fun. Yay! Yeah! Minawaj! Yay! Encore! Yay! I wish you all a nice evening. Je vous souhaite toute une belle soirée. Miigwech, ça me fait plaisir d'être ici. I am honored to be here to open this evening. And it's quite unusual to see cars, but it's okay. Maybe next year we'll be able to see each other in person. Yay! Miigwech! Majashin! Gawabinin! Hey!
So we would like to begin by thanking our sponsors for making this entire evening possible. We could not do it without you. By the way, my name is Aiden. I'm part of Aiden and Jay Wake Up Ottawa on Element FM, in case you didn't know. Now, we do have a welcome message from our presenting sponsor, OLG. The Summer Solstice Indigenous Festival has been proud partners with OLG for a number of years now, and they have been a longtime supporters of our emerging Indigenous talent for our Summer Solstice celebration stage. Every year for the past 20 years, OLG has played an integral role in our communities across Ontario, enriching our province, focusing on partnerships that make the province a better place to live, and that is true for our Indigenous community and artists of Summer Solstice.
Play now? Yeah. Live, please.
I got it.
We'll be on in the next video. Next video is 5 seconds. Next video is 2, 1. Rolling next video.
My name is Lou Zabowski, and I'm the Senior Indigenous Relations Manager at OLG. I'd like to welcome you to the first ever drive-in edition of the Summer Solstice Indigenous Festival closing ceremonies. I'd also like to thank you for being here and for supporting our local community. My name is Lou Zabowski, and I'm the Senior Indigenous Relations Manager at OLG. I'd like to welcome you to the first ever drive-in edition of the Summer Solstice Indigenous Festival closing ceremonies. I'd also like to thank you for being here and for supporting our local community when needed most. Now, more than ever, we're reminded of the importance of local events that bring us together, even if it can't technically be face-to-face. OLG has been a proud sponsor of the Summer Solstice Indigenous Festival for over 7 years, and we're thrilled to help bring you this fantastic hybrid version this year. We hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
Team offers historical research services and products that meet the unique needs of Indigenous communities. Know History ensures community-wide access to the archival collections they uncover in the research and work with the community to preserve the knowledge for future generations. We encourage you to learn more by visiting their website at indigenous.knowhistory.ca, where they are sharing reflections on how history isn't just about what happened in the past, it's also part of the present. We are pleased to present a short video and story highlighting their work later in the evening. Miigwech for your support.
So we are pleased to introduce our first performance by Sundrum. This Inuit cultural performance will include throat singing, drum dancing, games, and singing traditional songs. Everybody's ready for this, right? Yes, that's the right response. So the name of the group Sundrum, influenced by an Inuit legend they heard about the sun. When the sun has a complete halo around it, it indicates good luck, and the halo represents the drum. The group is located in Ottawa and has traveled nationally and internationally. Now, traditional Inuit throat singing is a game or competition, usually done with 2 women. There's a leader and a follower. The leader sets the rhythm, the pace, and the sound, and the follower repeats the sound. Each person is trying to trip up the other, and therefore, the songs normally end in laughter. Please join me in welcoming to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, Sundrum.
We're very happy to be here in the first live show in quite a while, so we're happy to be here. So, yeah, wonderful. And we're going to kick this right off. We're going to demonstrate a very traditional throat song first, and then we'll explain what we're doing. We're going to kick it off with a competition sound. This is called Humma. Very close, but I barely won that one. So Heidi has to explain what we're doing.
I laughed first, so I lost that game. But Nakumik, thank you guys all for being here. This is fantastic. There's people. There's a live audience. It's been a while. I do want to thank the elder Annie St. George. She's absolutely incredible for her opening words, and for the Indigenous Summer Solstice Festival for having us and putting this on. So what we were doing there was, it's a traditional game. It does end in laughter. I know the MC explained it, but there's Linda and I were making the same sound in that song, but we were doing it at different times. So what you hear is very different than what we're actually doing. For instance, and you can take notes. Linda started off by going hum, 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 and I jumped in. So when she was done going hum, I jumped in also going hum. So what you hear is very different. And then we were mixing up the sound. So hum, 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 hum. So throat singing on your own, traditionally, doesn't really work out. You do have to work with a partner. We do have 3 different types of throat songs. We have competition songs, imitation songs, and lullabies. So the next one that we're going to do for you is a lullaby, but you're not allowed to go to sleep. Love song?
I won that one again. Whew.
Oh, you guys are awesome. So we've done the competition song, we've done a lullaby. So the next one we're going to do for you is an imitation song. This is the imitation of a 2-person saw. And often people wonder why we needed to have a 2-person saw if we live in a land with no trees. But they were very useful in cutting snow, ice, bones, antler, all of that kind of stuff. So this is our imitation of a 2-person saw. And the only song that Linda and I sing that I actually start. She normally starts, but I can never learn when to jump in for this one. Linda's really good at it. So. I'm gonna bye. 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 I'm
Coy and Namik, if anyone's keeping track, I won that one, and it's only, I have to disclose, most people learn the first song that we shared, Humma, and when you're learning how to throat sing. I could not pick that one up for the longest time. I actually learned to do this one first, because this one makes sense where you breathe, but you don't totally get a full breath, so, whew.
It's always nice to do this in the summer, but it's also always not nice to do this in the summer. Both Linda and I are wearing, our winter boots up here and long sleeve shirts, and it's very, very hot. But that's okay. We love being here, and we love being able to throat sing for you. The next one we're going to do, though, is a drum song. This one is Kuvia Sulukpunga, and it's a celebration song. In the high Arctic, before electricity, Inuit would know when spring is coming because 2 stars would show up in the sky. And that spring would be a time to gather, a time to move, a time to celebrate, and all the rest of it. So this song is a traditional song from the high Arctic. Like I said, it's called Kuvia Sulukpunga, and it literally translates to I will be happy. I just realized that you might not be able to hear the drum, but we're going to try it. You'll hear Linda's lovely singing.
Ay, 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 ay. Kuvia Sulukpunga inuna lerama uluk sulitava ay, 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 ay. Aliana toka pokinuna lerama uluk sulitava ya 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 ay 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 ay. Kuvia Sulukpunga inuna lerama uluk sulitava ya 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 ya. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Clay and Meek, I think I let her go in between a little bit more because the air and the drum is really nice.
Apparently it's a built-in fan. Hang on. All right.
Makes a difference.
So earlier we were telling you about Humma, and I told you guys to take notes. I hope you listened. Because I see that in most cars there's more than one person, so this is going to be fantastic. Drumming really takes it out of me, apparently. I pride myself on telling anybody I could teach you how to throat sing in 1 minute or less. I don't teach you how to throat sing so you can take space from Inuit and present throat singing. I teach you throat singing so you have an understanding of what Linda and I are doing up here. And for those of you who have seen our show before, you know this about us. Oftentimes throat songs are quite short, so I want to give you guys an experience of throat singing so you can understand why our songs are quite short. So in under a minute, anybody have their timers on? I want everybody exactly where you are. I want you to say humma, humma, humma. Now, I can't hear you say humma, humma, humma. I assume you did. I want you to say humma, 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 but this time use your monster voice because everybody has a monster voice. Hum, 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 hum. Now, the beautiful thing about throat singing is that it takes more than one. It takes 2 or more. We've done it with 4 before, and that was a lot of fun. And it's the most difficult thing about throat singing is not making the sounds. It's working with a partner and trying to figure out when to jump in, when to speed up, when to slow down, and all of that other good stuff. So in the cars where you are, I want somebody to try starting off hum, hum, and I want the other person, or half the car or 2/3 of the car, to jump in. So when the first person is done singing hum, I want the other person to start off by singing hum. So you end up singing hum, 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 kind of like that. Now, Linda and I do have some rules. Rule number 1, no garlic, no peppers, no onions, no fish. We always have something to drink. I prefer water. Linda prefers tea. And people, the number 1 question we get is, does it hurt? When you first start off with, absolutely it does. It takes a while for your throat to get used to it. But now I find I actually throat sing to soothe my throat. When I feel like a sore throat is coming on, I throat sing and it makes the sore throat go away. So, everybody, in your cars, we're going to try this. Linda's going to lead the leaders, and I will jump in and help the followers. So all the leaders, you go when Linda goes. All the followers, you go when I go.
Okay, ready? On the count of 3, we'll start. Atao, silk, maklu, pingasik.
Hum, 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 hum,
Give yourself some honks for that. I can't hear you, but we can see your heads going.
I should have said that whoever wins doesn't have to do the dishes tonight, or something else like that. But keep practicing, keep giving it a shot, and have, appreciate what throat singers are doing when they're up here. We're not the only throat singers in the world, thankfully. There's many, many others, and it's fantastic. Whenever throat singers meet up with each other, they're like, "Oh, do you know this song? Oh, do you know this song?" So. In light of that, Linda knew a song. She called it "Hey Baby." Her and her friends called it "Hey Baby," because it sounds like. But if you keep doing that over and over and over again, you're going to lose it. Thankfully, I met another throat singer from somewhere else, and she said, "Oh, no, there's a second part to that. That helps you breathe." And I was like, "Oh, that's fantastic." And it's actually called "The Polar Bear and the Wolf." So it's not called "Hey Baby," it's "The Polar Bear and the Wolf," and this is what it sounds like with 2.
Street record. Koyanamik, we only have a minute left, so we're going to finish off with my absolute favorite throat song. This comes from Northern Quebec, and it's about she called it "Poor Little Dog" for her little puppy. It's known to us as Kimilarpik, and she sang this to her puppy who was the runt of a litter, and she wanted to be leader of her dog sled, so she sang this song every day. So this is Kimilarpik. I won one! Woohoo! Koyanamik, enjoy the rest of your evening.
Nakumik, everybody, you're fantastic.
Standby video and rolling video.
Sego, Sewa Guego. Yungyats. De Hanania Guedoros. My English name is David Robert Merrick from Pandemonium, Mohawk territory. And it's good to be here online with everybody, and I'm going to play you a song in a little bit, one of our traditional songs from the Longhouse. It's good to be alive and well, and it's good to be on this side of the grass. And just enjoying friends and family, and had these new t-shirts made up. Just want to show you guys, and just thought it'd be appropriate to wear these to honor the youth.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
I'm a singer-songwriter from Six Nations, and I've been writing songs about my experience, and with that being said, it's helped me hold hope in my heart in following my dreams and being resilient to everyday Indigenous battles. Competition between spirit, earth, and wind, let me tell you now. This song in particular, The Shiner, is a special song that I wrote for my grandfather. He was a snow snake maker, and that is a Haudenosaunee winter sport. It's my job to educate and to share, and the music allows me to do that. He'll be shining snow snakes and mud cats to the end of his days.
The other rabbits were taken, and the pig and the hedgehog, and the badger.
Let's go get the others.
Why are you even helping me?
That's what a dad does.
It's a bad habit. Tail lights.
Play 4 games of bingo from the comfort of your own home each Monday at 7 p.m. for your chance to win money from our $2,000 regular bingo or $5,000 super bingo night. Kiwanis TV Bingo, Mondays at 7 p.m. on Rogers TV.
That's our water drum, folks. Right here, I'm going to play a sweet tune on my sweet cane flute. And this is one of our Iroquois songs. Hope you like it. This is for the kids, too. This is kind of like, I'm going to call this a traveling song. So just wrap your minds around this and let the winds carry the music and the song to those children that are missing and the ones that they continue to find. I hope this song will travel with them, and I hope that we're all with them. And we see you, we hear about you, and we know that you're not alone right now. So it's all good. There's people knowing who you are and where you are now, and it's important that when we celebrate, we remember all you guys and all your aunties and uncles that are still with us. We love you. Gandoronkwa, I give you love medicine to all you people on Turtle Island. Nyauko.
That was David Miracle sharing traditional knowledge from known history. And I didn't get a chance to do this before, but give it up for Sundstrom. Was that not amazing? Now, you're going to get to experience it in a more contemporary twist later with Sela and Rise. Next, though, we would like to welcome the team from Indigenous Experiences, the producers of the Summer Solstice Indigenous Festival, to help share some of the First Nations powwow-style dance for you tonight, including an audience favorite, the hoop dance. We would like to introduce one of our Indigenous cultural ambassadors, Maggie Downer, who will introduce the rest of their team and their style. Please join me in welcoming Indigenous Experiences team this evening. Cheers.
Thank you all so much. And how are we doing so far tonight? I would first, got a big fan over that way. Awesome, I love the enthusiasm. First things first, I want to make a really good point that as we are all gathered here today with friends, family, and meeting others in such a stressful time, I'd like to honor the land on which we reside and gather on today as part of the traditional, unsurrendered, and unceded territory of the Algonquin people. And what a beautiful culture and land and privilege it is to be here today. So thank you all so very much. With that being said, I forgot to introduce myself. So Sego, Sesanoweho, Achukeda, Gonyagihaga Yungets, Dano Axinazare, Waskore Wagegi Dage Nundage. Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Maggie Downer. That is my English name, and my Mohawk name means she sings like honey. I am originally from Tyndonega, Mohawk Territory, and moved to Ottawa a couple years ago to go to school. As a part of welcoming people to our land, it was always a tradition to always open and share with everyone who gathered with a welcome song. Yes, please. One sec, I have my beautiful, beautiful assistant here. It was always a tradition to open up our meetings and gatherings with a traditional welcome song. So tonight I would, hopefully, if you would allow me to do the honor to open up tonight with a traditional song called the Aquazone Women's Water Song. And the reason why I'm doing this song today for you is because this morning I woke up and it was raining. And usually everyone's like, oh no, it's just rain. I feel so gloomy, but that's not the case. In my culture, when Creator wants us to take a second in a stressful time to appreciate all that we have, He lets it rain. And we appreciate those water teachings in our culture. And so I'd like to open up with that song. Yanganarongkwa oniga, yanganarongkwa oniga, ya nega noyo, ya nega noyo, ya yugiwa ea. Yanganarongkwa oniga, yanganarongkwa oniga, ya nega noyo. Ya nega noyo, ya yugiwa ea. Yo ni o ea he, yo ni o ea he, ya nega noyo, ya nega noyo, ya yugiwa ea. Yanganarongkwa oniga, yanganarongkwa oniga, ya nega noyo, ya nega noyo, ya yugiwa ea. Yanganarongkwa oniga, yanganarongkwa oniga, ya nega noyo, ya nega noyo, ya yugiwa ea. Yo ni o he a he, yo ni o he a he, ya nega noyo, ya nega noyo, ya yugiwa ea. Yanganarongkwa oniga, yanganarongkwa oniga, ya nega noyo, ya nega noyo, ya yugiwa ea. Yo, oh, thank you so much, everyone. I got it. Thank you so much. Now, as Indigenous people, our songs, dances, and stories will always and are the strength of our people. They provide a legacy for our future generations. The dances also provide a unique insight into the traditional and contemporary lives of Indigenous people. As our spirits moved with the drum, we dance with what is called the heartbeat of Mother Earth. These dances are typically done at powwows, which are a celebration of music and dance. However, tonight, we are ever so happy and honored to share them with you here today on this beautiful stage. The first dance we have here for you guys today is our men's traditional. This dance is one of the oldest dances, and this is a storytelling dance. As language was oftentimes a barrier, the men would express themselves through song and dance. The men would gather after a hunt or a battle to share their stories, the stories of victory and roles, while protecting and providing for their communities. Today, we present our amazing men's traditional dancer, Nimki. Thank you so much. Awesome job. Wasn't that amazing, ladies and gentlemen? Our next style of dance we have here to present to you tonight is the women's jingle. This is one of the more recent styles of dance to emerge and is also one of the most respected dances. Maggie White was a young Anishinaabe woman who was extremely ill. Her family sought help from both traditional and contemporary practices, but with no success. Her condition became more critical, and her grandfather was provided an answer to her healing through a vision. With instructions given to him in this dream, his granddaughter was able to recover, finally, and went on to live a long and beautiful life. To this day, this method is widely practiced throughout. Variations of First Nations communities and traditional healing methods are still used to help families and loved ones. Please give it up for the amazing Stephanie Sarzan. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Beautiful as always. The next dance we have for you today is the men's grass dance. This dance comes from the origins of the Plains Nations. Before the people of the prairies would set up their communities, the men would stomp down all the tall prairie grasses to ensure that the grounds in the area were safe for the people, as well as not to build their home on the home of another. These men were also the firefighters within their community, standing by a fire when it was lit to ensure the safety of their people by stomping out the fire if necessary. The grass dance is still used today to bless the grounds and open up our powwow arena. Today I'd like to present to you Randy Kekagamic. Give it up. much, Randy. The next dance that will be performed by far is one of my absolute favorite dances. This is the women's fancy shawl. This style of dance comes from the Oklahoma Territory. This is one of the most recent styles of dance to emerge, and it came during the time of Buffalo Bill's Wild West shows. During that time, all Indigenous practices were outlawed. And these dances were only done for the benefit of Buffalo Bill's shows. Many of the men's style of dances were upbeat and fast, whereas the women's styles of dances are often slow or stationary. A young woman decided that she wanted to dance like the men, and so she entered in a competition and won, taking the championship several times that year. Suddenly, people wanted to know who this new dancer was, and they realized that it was a woman. They decided that they needed their own fancy dance. Today, we present Amber Sarzim. Take it away. Thank you so much. The next dance, I must say, is definitely a crowd pleaser. This dance is so beautiful, and I'm so excited to share with you the meaning behind this dance. From the 1700s to the 1900s, it was illegal to perform traditional ceremonies and dances and songs as the government felt that they interfered with the modernization of Indigenous people. Some songs and dances were lost forever, but it is because of the bravery of our ancestors that we are able to bring these dances to you today. One of the dances that almost disappeared completely was the hoop dance. This again is a storytelling dance that illustrates elements of nature and traditional life. Original hoops were made from willow that were bent, tied, and dyed a variety of colors. Today, although the hoops are made from modern materials and the dancers use contemporary music, the dancers remain true to its form by creating pictures that help us to envision the beauty that is nature, the hoop dance.
fast as you can.
Thank you so much. Weren't they amazing? I'd like to take a second, if we could, to give a really big Chimi Gwitch and Nawagoa and big old thank you to our amazing dancers. Once again, thank you so much for having us. We are so happy to be here, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your night.
No problem.
Now, that was an amazing experience. Can I get an amazing response for Indigenous experiences? Come on. Set off your car alarms if you have to. Amazing. Okay. I don't know if you're ready for this, but it's time for some live music. Anyone else? I got goosebumps. We're excited to bring you some live music for the first time in what feels like forever. Element FM have long been partners with Summer Solstice Indigenous Festival, and we are proud to be partners in the inaugural Summer Solstice Indigenous Music Awards, which still lives on our website this year. So if you missed this amazing show, you can still enjoy it on demand year-round, along with many of the other amazing cultural and arts programs of the festival. Both of tonight's performances are multiple SSIMA winners. Sela and Rise and Twin Flames close the festival tonight, both with direct Ottawa roots. Amazing. Okay, I can't wait to get started. Sela and Rise picked up 2 SSIMAs, named Inuit Artist Group of the Year, and one for artistic video with Mother Roots. Yeah, that's okay. You can keep going. Keep going. This Juno-nominated Ottawa-based trio that combines electronic music with Inuit throat singing, Charlotte Carlton, the Inuk throat singer, who grew up in Ottawa, is a full-fledged member of the adventurous musical group. I love that, adventurous. Recruited a year ago after one of the two original throat singers, Cynthia, moved back to Iqaluit. To be clear, Carlton isn't replacing Cynthia. Instead, her membership expands the Sela part of the lineup to a trio. While Rise refers to Rise Ashton, the Ottawa DJ producer Beat Meister. Ladies and gentlemen, get your horns going for Sela and Rise!
Oh my God, can you guys believe this is happening? I can't believe this. Live so exciting. Good evening, everybody. Unukut. Kuyan nami ilaw gun nagasi. Kuyan nami vigjo atunga suktitaw gata. Kuyan nami jo ako ma bagod. Kuyan nami jo ako ma baka Algonquin Anishinaabe Dagwa Nunakakaksi Mayoy Tamani Kuyan nami tunga suktitaw katakata. Thank you so much to the Algonquin Anishinaabe for hosting us. We live, we thrive, we work here, and we're so grateful. Hey, hello, hello. We're Sela and Rise. Inuit throat singing mixed with electronic dance floor beats. Our first song we're going to do is Adalsik. Enjoy. Honk your horns if you're having a good time tonight, Ottawa. How lucky we are to have eyes that see the sky. How blessed we can be with the infinite imagination of what those skies behold. I look away from the road and lights above them with desire not to care where that road leads me, so that I can look up to the sky and see how much the moon lights up the night, and admire the stars that bestow upon me, the ones that I can see. Wishful thinking, wishful wishing, that I can maybe one day see all the stars my night beholds. If one thing I can ask, if it's one thing for me, and I'll be happy if it's the only thing I ever see, is to be with the stars, every one of them, from my feet on the ground to the eyes I have to see. Please, oh please, let me see all the stars tonight.
Fun. Wow. We've spent the last year and a half doing virtual shows, and we finally get to do this in front of people. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you to the Summer Solstice Indigenous Festival. They have been supporting us for years. So thank you so much for doing what you do and supporting Indigenous music. This next song is called Shawl. That is a workout right there. So we just put out a single, it's called Pandemonium. We've got a new album coming out in the fall, so if you guys are interested, check out this new song. Thank you. If you guys want to get out of your cars and dance, I don't know if they're allowed to do that. Oh, they are not allowed to do that.
Oh.
Dance in your seats then. The next song is called Coop. It's off our first album. This next song is called Pingasu 3. It's a brand new song. It's coming off of our next album. Nobody's heard it yet. You guys are the first time hearing this.
First one.
Yeah.
Pingasu. Oh my.
Yeah, I do. Okay. Just trying to catch my breath. So the next song we're going to do is called Khalupiluk. In Inuit mythology, there's this creature who lives under the ice.
They're called Khalupiluits or Khalupalik. They're all grimy and they're covered in seaweed and they're wearing a large amauti. You know what Inuit wear to carry our babies on our back with the big pouch? And if you go out and you play on the ice, especially in the springtime when it's dangerous and you can fall through the ice easily, that's when they're waiting for you. They're down there waiting to catch you. So this is a song honoring those Khalupiluit and the stories that are told in our cultures, those stories that should be continued to be told, that we should be really proud of. So they're often scary, but that's usually how we learn, right? So this is Khalupiluk. What a beautiful evening. Are you guys having a good time? Are you guys excited for the Twin Flames? You guys are, I hope you guys are having a really, really good time. It's a beautiful night. The sun is setting. We're surrounded by beautiful people. We're having a really good time.
Yeah, amazing time up here.
We have one more song for you guys. It's a song called Bad, or Unnoak. It's kind of like a nighttime clubby kind of
feel.
Yeah.
And we're gonna end it with Unnoak,
Yeah.
Bad. we had a really, really good time with you guys. Thank you for being here, and I'm so excited to see the Twin Flames. They make me cry every time I see them.
The world's most famous Canadian, Grey Owl, just back from a triumphant British tour, is to be a reluctant guest at a gathering of First Nations.
Archie, you may not realize this, but right now you are the most famous Red Indian in the world. These are your people. You have to be there. Come on, Harold, let's go.
Sure, I'm sure. His name is Archie Bellini, and if he's a Red Indian, I'm the king of China.
It is an honor to meet the man called Grey Owl, who has brought much respect for our people.
Imposter, rascal, dreamer, and yet the Englishman who called himself Grey Owl awoke the whole world to our vanishing wilderness.
My brother says, men become what they dream. You have dreamed well.
Join us as we look back at previous investiture ceremonies honoring great Canadians. Watch the Order of Canada exclusively on Rogers TV.
Every year, dozens of Canadians are killed or seriously injured because they take risks around railway tracks. Talk to your loved ones about rail safety. Visit stoptracktragedies.ca.
Are you a woman experiencing abuse? Do you know a woman experiencing abuse? Help is available any time of day or night. Sheltersafe.ca is an online map that helps you find a women's shelter or transition house that meets your needs so you can live a life free from violence. Sheltersafe.ca. Help is just a click away.
History is the closest thing we have to a crystal ball for the future. By understanding history, it tells us where we are and also where we're going. But fundamentally, history is stories.
In 1956,
History is the closest thing we have to a crystal ball for the future. By understanding history, it tells us where we are and also where we're going. But fundamentally, history is stories.
in 1956, Life magazine published an article about the Inuit people. Ayak was featured on the cover with her husband and their baby son. The piece misrepresented their ways of life and contextualized them as a dead culture. I'm Serene Fox, and I'm meeting with No History to uncover why stories like these harm Indigenous people and how they are helping to write history differently.
At No History, we approach it from a holistic perspective. There's no single one truth in history. And if we can collect oral history and combine that with the little bits of written records that exist, or vital statistics, or information from a photograph, we start to reveal the past in a little more coherent way. The archives has millions and millions of documents. It has hundreds of thousands of photographs and video. It's about finding those little pieces of information and then providing context to it. For hundreds of years, Indigenous history has been recorded incorrectly. It's been recorded absent of Indigenous voice. The Life magazine article is just another example of that. It was an example of a piece that superficially told a story of people. It compared them to prehistoric individuals and cannibals without ever talking about the culture, the way of life, or the tenacity of these people. This is the story of the people of Enadai Lake. It's not the story in Life magazine, and it's not Farley Mowat's story. It's Ayak's story and the Inuit story. And she didn't tell this story to me. I was just present in the room. She told it to Louisa Gibbons, who's interviewing her. She's telling a story to her people. She's passing on tradition. We've recognized that, written history isn't always right. The history of Canada is not just the history of our politicians and language movements. It is a shared history of our geography, our land, and our relationship with Indigenous people. Their history, although passed along within their society, was never brought outside of their society except by anthropologists that gave it their own perspective. And so what we're left with is this fragmented understanding of a people, and I think that partly now that's why we have such issues around understanding in this country, is that we don't really understand history. We don't understand the perspective of this nation's past and its impact on Indigenous people. If settlers want to correct history, they need to incorporate Indigenous voice, and we need to collaborate where Indigenous people will allow us to. That's our role, is decolonizing history. The information that we collect has to be for the community and how they want to use it and how their stories are to be told from their perspective. It's that respect for the knowledge that you're holding, and it's respect for the safekeeping of that knowledge. And communicating it or sharing it in a way that is respectful for how it was given with full consent has to be the primary protocol for us. I'm Ryan Shackleton. I'm the founder and director of No History Incorporated.
All right, I think we're ready for some more live music, right? This is so exciting. Cannot wait to get this underway and see Twin Flames perform live. Walking away with 3 SSIMAs. Battlefields won for Radio Song Single of the Year. You can hear that on Element FM. Omen for Pop Alternative Rock Album, and the duo topped in the Music and the Arts category as well. So some introductions. Multi-award-winning, chart-topping Indigenous artists, Twin Flames, built bridges across cultures, continents, and styles. The husband and wife duo of Chelsea June and Yayi, Inuk, and Mohawk from Nunavut, long celebrated for their sonic landscapes spanning Canada and the Arctic, and honoring their ancestors through song in English and in French. Twin Flames brings together a richness of personal history and musical experience. 2 times Canadian Folk Music Award recipients for Aboriginal Songwriters of the Year. 3 times Native American Music Award winners. Their songs tell stories of courage and survival. A beloved powerhouse with 29 Music Award nominations and having played more than 1,000 plus shows throughout Canada, Greenland, the United States, Australia, France, and tonight here in Ottawa. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Twin Flames!
Wow. Real people.
I kind of feel like I'm in the Cars movie, though. But we're so grateful. Thank you so much for having us here this evening. It means so much, and that you all took the time to come out. That's what live music is all about. And, you know, we've been missing this so much. This is our life. This is our passion. This is what we were born to do. And so we're just so grateful, Chimigwich, for having us, and for the Summer Solstice Indigenous Festival. What a great thing to be able to provide to the community here in Ottawa. Ottawa is my hometown. I'm a born and raised Ottawa girl, and so I'm really proud every time I get to play in this beautiful city.
All I can say is it's way too hot for this Eskimo.
Memories are never lost, for they are ours to find. They lay within us, deep inside our minds. Follow the ancestors, listen to what they've said, live a life where everything is sacred, treat yourself and others with respect. The time has come to make a change, of what remains, and our hearts, they all beat the same. Let's not waste another day, 'cause we're native by nature. Oh, native by nature. Oh, native by nature. Oh.
just the outcast and the misfits, the ones you don't see. Invisible social status from the powers that be. Take the time to know me. Take the time to sit down. I'll tell you my story. What's lost can be found. Lifetime of searching, hoping to find someone who understands the truth, can't deny it. Space fillers, time wasters, passing the buck, hiding the truth, depending on love. Take the time to know me. Take the time to sit down. I'll tell you my story. What's lost can be found. We're just the outcast and the misfits. Yes, the underdog, fighting for our convictions. Won't be silenced no more. Take the time to know me. Take the time to sit down. I'll tell you my story. Won't you hear my story? I'll tell you my story. What's lost can be found. Shimmy Wedge, thank you so much. It is so hot up here, but that's good, because it's real life. We're not just staring at a camera, we're just so grateful for being alive. You know, we've lived such a very hard year as the human race, but we're still here. As Indigenous people, we are still here.
Reconciliation means a conversation between two people resolving an issue. What the pandemic has taught us is that we have had to rely on technology, where we can only say hi via messenger. Our grandparents may be looking through the window. We have to take this time, we have to gain being able to have a verbal conversation again. So Haigit, come, let's talk. me hear those horns! My, that's very nice headlights you have.
They're looking mighty fine. This is Battlefields. You know, we were just so honored to win Single of the Year, Radio Single of the Year for this song, but, you know, we wrote this song a few years ago now. We were reflecting on our own lives and our own journeys and our own battles with mental health. We realized how many people battle those things in silence and are scared to speak out, speak up. It's really important that we don't feel alone. Especially this past year, we have all been made to feel so alone. But we're not, and we're in charge of our own lives. So we gotta keep fighting. We gotta keep fighting every single day and be grateful to Creator that we're alive, that we're still here, and that we get to do what we love the most in the whole world. This is Battlefields.
Maybe I haven't put in the time. Maybe I haven't paid my dues. This life full of deception, which reflection is true? We've all got battlefields in our minds. Thoughts are racing and intertwined. We've all got battlefields in our minds. Things to run from and leave behind.
Are you ready?
We've all
honk your horns.
We've all got our battlefields.
Thank you so much.
You know, we as men, we are taught to act strong, especially when we feel emotional. Somebody says, please don't cry. Be a man. But unfortunately, it's hard on the heart. We have to be able to cry whenever we can, so that we can go on without exploding, right? We as a society, we need to reach out more, especially us men.
staring at the ceiling. I never mind, kids are hung island no. Dagonataka na lugiyaka. I don't know what I'm seeing. I never mind, kids are hung island no. Mata sa piling niya ngilangan Dakay galwa ka ma kayu sivunga inogama Ipinyago tika tikitwa mata Sapilerne agilaga Ayo aloakama makita bunga inogama Without any tears, sing now my name, take it out now. Anabunga, Dafabunga, Ilino. Riabunga, without any fears, sing now my name, take it out now. Dafabunga.
Let's honk for joy!
Flash those lights.
Thank you so much, Chimigwich. So if you could dance, well, imagine that you could all dance with us. This next song is called Tanasi, which means to dance in Inuktitut, because life is too short and we need to have fun every chance we can, like being here with you all tonight. So thank you so much.
Yeah, let those phones dance. Sugame kavake sumo tsunami kavake hailawe hairapilawe mane tani sunarave hailawe hairapilawe mane ingenarave pa 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 da pa 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 da pam pa pa da pa 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 da pam pa pa da pa 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 da pam pa pa da pa. Life's too short, life's too short, life is way too short. Inosir, anena lokma, inosir, amiga lokma. Sugame, kavakre, sumo, tsunami, honk, 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 honk. Ba ba da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba ba. Life's too short, life's too short. Life is way too short. Innocent, anena lorma. Innocent, amiga lorma. Ate sugame kavake sumo tsunami kavake kailauke kairapilauke mane tanisumnagabe kailauke kairapilauke mane inginagabe.
Thank you so much. I think they need like a hose side stage when we get off this thing. I can pretend that I hear you laughing with me and it's not just awkward silent jokes. But maybe I'm not funny. Depends what my husband thinks. So thank you again. This is amazing.
You amusing.
You find me funny?
Amusing, yes.
Amusing, okay, thank you. I love you too. Are you guys ready for more music? All right. We're gonna let you guess this next one. It's one of our absolute favorite songs to play. There's a little riddle. It doesn't belong to us, but it really does feel like it has been gifted to us.
said I'm fabulously rich. Come on, let's go. She kinda bit her lip. Geez, I don't know, but I can guarantee there'll be no knock on the door. 'Cause I'm a total pro. That's what I'm here for. I come from downtown, born and ready for you. Armed with will and determination. Yes, to rules of engagement are hard to endorse. When the appearance of conflict meets the appearance of force, but I can guarantee there'll be no knock on the door. 'Cause I'm a total pro, yeah. That's what I'm here for. I come from downtown, born and ready for you. All the strength and its frustration. Yes, to grace to
Thank you so much. I hope we're still doing okay for time. Yeah? Do you guys want more? I'm up here trying to lose my COVID-19 pounds, guys, so I'm here all night if you need me. This is a very special song that Yaya and I were actually asked to write. And it's for UNESCO to celebrate 2019's International Year of Indigenous Languages. You know, thank you so much. We are so honored every time that we get to represent our country on an international level. You know, we are all human. We are all people. And we're all sharing this place together. With the recent news and the recent media, Canada has been a difficult place for a lot of people. But we all need to love each other a whole lot more, and that's where the healing will begin. Because we are all human, we're all people, and we can get it right for the future generations of this country.
When I say inuvunga, I am saying I am human. When I say inuvunga, I am saying I am people. Most importantly, When I say inuvunga, I am saying I am alive. And that's what it means. Not color, not race, not culture, not politics or religion. Simply just a human being that is alive on this earth. And that's what my elders have taught me.
I have language that was born with time, passed on through generations, one of a kind. Keep it close to me, close to my heart, share for all to hear. I will do my part. Upigo sopunga.
We are down to our last song. You have been amazing. Honk some more horns, please. And honk your horns one more time for Silla and Rise.
They are awesome. We were so lucky to have Charlotte be on our last album, Omen, and the one before that, Signal Fire. So we are the biggest fans of Silla and Rise. We also want to thank our amazing musicians. Oh, how we have missed them. We have Troy on keys and lead guitar. We have Mr. Jay Watts on drums. and Mr. Mike on bass and synth. Thank you so much. We hope you'll check us out, www.twinflamesmusic.com. And we really hope Creator helps us all in this next year coming up, every single one of you, that you continue to be protected and that we continue to find our good way on this path that we each must lead.
mountains. We are taller than giants. We are braver than lions. We are bigger than mountains. We are taller than giants. We are braver than lions. We are.
you gonna sing it with us? I think you all know it by now.
We are bigger than mountains. We are taller than giants. We are braver than lions. We are bigger than mountains. We are taller than giants. We are braver than lions.
We are
bigger than mountains. We are taller than giants. We are braver than lions.
We are bigger than mountains.
We are taller than giants.
We are braver than lions. We are
bigger than mountains. We are taller than giants. We are braver than lions.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Summer Solstice Music Festival. You have been gracious. Thank you for your patience. Thank you to the tech team. Thank you to all the volunteers. And thank you all for coming out. Tyler, you're the man. We miss you, buddy.
Thank you all. Take care, and we'll see you in real life real soon.
Let's keep that sound going for Twin Flames. Man, oh man. Tremendous amount of gratitude to Twin Flames for sharing their talents. You can keep the horns going. I can talk over you guys. That's fine. Absolutely. Big thanks to our co-sponsors tonight as well, OLG and No History. And of course, Element FM. One thing that I do want to mention all to you, something that is happening tomorrow right across Canada. Element FM, very proud to be a part of A Day to Listen. Now this is, if you haven't heard, it's a partnership with the Downey Wenjack Foundation. We will be airing vignettes from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tomorrow to raise awareness.
Augmented reality. So the 15 Faces project started in October of 2019 when the RCMP approached us with questions about whether we would be able to go on location and scan human remains in order for them to be 3D printed and then sent off to an art school in New York to be forensically reconstructed so that these human remains could be identified. There are many unidentified remains in Canada where the leads have all dried up. There's no remaining ways for the police, the public to identify these remains. When the RCMP contacted us, they wanted to know if we could do all this, and we said, sure, we're fully mobile, we have all this kit we can put in a suitcase and travel with basically at will. So we flew off to Vancouver. I met with some medical examiners at the coroner's office in Vancouver, and they had 15 skulls in inventory that needed to be identified. So I showed up there with my 3D scanner, and we scanned the skulls one by one, and we came up with 3D scanning data, which we sent back here in Ottawa to our technicians here who did some post-processing work on the scan data and just preparing it for 3D printing. Once the 3D print was complete, we packaged it all up, sent it off to New York State, and the students got to work. The way that the artists work is that they use the skull and they layer layers of clay over top using scientific methods to kind of predict the way the face would be shaped. So if you had the real skull underneath, well, these are human remains, and you want to treat them with respect. You don't want to use them as a prop for art, and also you don't want to damage them. And once the face is reconstructed on the skull, you can't really take the skull back out of it. So the reason that 3D printing came into play is so that exactly you could start shipping these across the country and maintaining the level of respect you need to have for human remains, and also kind of protecting the evidence, if you will. You don't want to destroy the original human remains, and that's why having the very durable nylon skull, which is an exact replica, down to 15 thousandths of an inch, that's where it was very valuable for the artists. So they chose New York because the program is being run by Joe Mullins, who's a famed forensic artist, and he runs this program year in, year out. And his program has already helped identify something like 4 or 5 human remains. So he's had a lot of success, and he's among the world's best. So I think he was looking for more skulls because they ran out basically in America. And so Charity Sampson and the RCMP was like, hey, I know where I can get some more for you. And because we have a lot in Canada that are sitting in inventory, not identified. So in some cases, yes, the remains were the result of crime, but in other cases, we just don't know. They were found washed up on beaches, they were found in remote wooded areas. Sometimes members of the public would find them on their property and bring them in. That's one of the reasons why identification is so hard, is there's no backstory to these people. They don't have names, they don't have identities, and there's no circumstances surrounding their death, which makes things very difficult. So the 15 Faces project is actually complete now. We were able to turn that around extremely quickly. So from the time I left for Vancouver, a separate technologist actually went to Halifax and scanned some more skulls on that side of the country as well. That was part of the 15 Faces project. And from that point on to when they were sent off to New York, that was about 2 weeks. And then the artists in New York took about another 2 weeks to complete all 15 faces. And I'm told already one of the faces that was part of this project was used to help identify a young man in Halifax who was reported missing in the summer and was found on the beaches in 2019. He was a hurricane victim there. And the 15 Faces project has helped identify him. So you can learn more about the 15 Faces project if you go on the RCMP website. All the faces that were reconstructed, photos of them are up on that website, along with faces of previous reconstruction projects and the faces of many other missing and unidentified people are on there. But yeah, you can go on that website and find out more information. So the project was a great result of a successful collaboration between the RCMP and the National Research Council and Design Fabrication Services in particular. We were able to meet the client's need, the RCMP's needs, very quickly and turn it around in a matter of a month, really, from start to finish. I was very excited to work on this project. First of all, I had never done anything like it before. What we're used to scanning is typically more mechanical in nature, like vehicles or small machine parts. So I mean, organic matter, let alone human remains, was pretty novel for us. But more than that, I mean, it's a very special project because it allows you to have an impact on maybe bringing some closure to some long-suffering families who are just desperate for answers. And I'm very proud of having worked on this project, and it's one of the highlights of my career for sure.
When we return, find out how Purple Urchin's bar soap gets made from start to finish.
Imagine this land and the wisdom that runs through its abundance, carried by the grace of the rivers. Imagine this Canada.
When an impaired driver killed my brother DJ, my life changed forever. Life has changed for all of us during the pandemic, and many people are turning to alcohol and drugs to cope. Even though most of us are staying home more, police across Ontario are seeing an alarming increase in impaired driving and the horrible devastation that goes with it. Now, more than ever, we need your commitment to never drive impaired and to encourage all of your family and friends to do the same. Together, we can save lives.
Play 4 games of bingo from the comfort of your own home each Monday at 7 p.m. for your chance to win money from our $2,000 regular bingo or $5,000 super bingo night. Kiwanis TV Bingo, Mondays at 7 p.m. on Rogers TV.
Welcome back. We're here at the warehouse for Purple Urchin. We're going to be making the luscious lemongrass bar soap. So let's get started. What are the basics?
So the first thing we have to prepare is the mold.
Okay.
This mold will make us about 200 bars. There's 2 cavities. So we grease it, and then with just like a shortening, vegetable shortening, and then we line it with either parchment paper, freezer paper. So you can help me do this part.
Perfect.
So if you want to just take this, mine will go on this side.
Oh, well, it sticks pretty well.
Yeah,
but you still
that's why we grease it.
Oh yeah, but you still put the clips on there?
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
then
this would
that
be
one
the
will go on
side.
the opposite side.
Perfect. So all the way down here. Yeah, it does stick pretty well.
And the reason that we put these binder clips on them is because when we pour the soap, sometimes it'll hit the edges and it'll pull them down into the soap, and then you can't have that getting mixed in the soap. So, and also if we don't line these molds, it's very hard to get them apart.
Right.
Whereas with the liner, they just pop off.
Right, okay, so we'll stick, I guess, one of these on here. Great. Okay, well, I feel really good about this. I've actually been able to help with the first step. And so after this, what happens?
After this, we'll heat the oils.
Okay.
And pour them into our big tipping pot.
Okay, and then it goes straight into these molds.
Yeah, after we add all the ingredients.
Okay, so that's what we're gonna do next. So right now we're at the heating the oils station, and we have 3 pots of oils. And Rebecca, you're gonna tell us what each is in each of these pots. So what's in this pot here?
This one has rice bran oil in it, so it's traditionally used in Japan a lot because it's high in vitamin E, and it's a kind of like a mild, gentle oil. This one is coconut oil, and coconut oil in soap is usually used to make it lather more and have a slightly harder texture. A pure olive oil soap would be like a really soft soap that takes a long time to harden, and it's very mild and doesn't produce a lot of lather, so the coconut oil adds lather to that and makes it a firmer bar.
Okay.
And then we have olive oil. So olive oil is the largest percentage of the oils in the soap, and it's a mild oil to add in the soap. It's very gentle, and it's just there for skin conditioning properties.
Right, but it also has, like, olive oil, I think everyone knows, it has really great properties for hair as well, and it's just such a great moisturizer. And of course, it's a healthy food to cook with, so it almost feels like you could eat your soap.
You almost could.
But shouldn't.
At this point, you could.
All right, so you have them in boiling pots. What is the temperature that you're boiling these at, or heating them up at?
We heat them to about 30 to 35 degrees Celsius. The method that we use is called the cold process method. So we do heat them a bit, but we don't actually, in other methods, you actually really cook the soap and it gets extremely hot. We just heat it a bit to help with the reaction once we add the sodium hydroxide to it. So about 35 degrees Celsius.
So these 3 pots of oils, different oils, is this the same process for every single soap that you make, and then you just add an essential oil at the end? Or would the oils be different for each bar of soap?
The majority of the soaps we make do have the same base. We have a couple that use some additional oils. So our oatmeal soap has, I believe, some avocado oil in it to make it a bit gentler, and our shampoo bars also have completely different bases.
Okay.
But our main, just everyday regular soap is always going to be this base.
So we're gonna move on to the next step, which is pouring this into your big mixer.
So next we will put the sodium hydroxide mixture in there, and that's what causes the chemical reaction to happen that creates soap. So this has gotten thicker. You can see
Yeah, totally thicker.
how it's leaving that line. So that would
almost
be
looks like a caramel. You know what I mean? Like a yellow caramel.
Yeah. So at this point now we're going to add the essential oil and dried lemongrass.
Yes. Okay, so this part is the process where you're taking what we've just finished mixing and putting it into the molds.
Yes. So this will stay in the molds for about 2 days.
Okay.
And then we'll be able to take the mold apart and get the blocks of soap out and cup them. Now I'm going to insulate the mold to retain the heat, and this helps it to go through a phase that is known as gel phase. And gel phase is just when the soap gets to a certain temperature, it gets almost jelly-like inside, and it makes it a bit more translucent. It makes the colors pop. It's not a necessary stage. Not all soap makers want to get their soap to that stage. We try to get ours there.
How long would you be insulating it like this?
For the full 2 days that it's in the mold.
From beginning to end, how long would you say it takes to make a bar of soap?
That's a good question. From beginning to end, with all the prep and everything, it probably takes about 2 hours to make a batch of soap. About maybe an hour to cut it, and then there's stamping. So it's probably a good 3 or 4 hour process.
Stay tuned. After the commercial break, we feature the Ottawa National Diving Club.
Join us as we look back at previous investiture ceremonies honoring great Canadians. Watch the Order of Canada exclusively on Rogers TV.
The other rabbits were taken, and the pig and the hedgehog, and the badger.
Let's go get the others.
Why are you even helping me? That's what a dad does.
It's a bad habit.
Tail lights.
Imagine this land and the wisdom that runs through its abundance, carried by the grace of the rivers. Imagine this Canada.
Most people living with it don't even know they have it. I'm Alex Lifeson. My family, like many of yours, has dealt with the conditions that cause kidney disease. If you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or a family member with kidney disease, you are at risk. If you are overweight or over 50, you are at risk. And certain ethnic groups are also at higher risk. Please talk to your family doctor and have your kidney function checked regularly.
Brennan Villemaire is the head coach of the Ottawa National Diving Club. Brennan, can you tell me a little bit about who you guys are?
Of course. The Ottawa National Diving Club was founded back in 2007. We started our club with me as one of the divers, along with one other girl that I dove with for probably about 6 or 7 years before that, with my mom as the coach. Having an Olympic gymnastics background, she was able to transfer some of her skills over to diving and learn from some of the other coaches from around the province who were able to help her out to kind of get the club going. The club was founded, based on a couple different philosophies, a lot of hard work, a lot of sportsmanship, but ultimately we wanted to do things differently than the way they had been done previously in Ottawa. So we've been around for 12 or 13 years now. We've got about 28 annual members, and we do about 150 different Learn to Dive kids in our beginner programs each year.
Nice. And these young athletes are spending a lot of time here at the pool. How much time goes into training to be a diver?
Well, our top athletes are right now at the national level. We have 6 of them here today. They train between 5 to 6 times a week. Each of their training sessions range between 2 and 2.5 hours. In addition to that, they do 2 days of trampoline for 2 hours each. They do strength and conditioning before and after each of their workouts. And then a lot of our older athletes will do weight training twice a week with me.
How high is that highest platform?
So right now, the fourth tower in the Sportsplex is 10 meters high. In order to dive off of that in diving, you need to be at least 14 years old. We'll have a couple of them doing that today for you.
Okay.
The one down from that is the 7.5 meter. Don't need to have an age for that as long as they're ready to dive off of something like that. And then followed by that is the 5 meter and 3 meter towers.
Okay. I imagine getting up to that 10 meter platform takes a lot of mental fortitude. That's my big word for the day, fortitude. Fortitude. What does it take to talk yourself up and in order just to edge out and jump off the top platform? I'd be terrified. I don't think I could do it.
We all go through different stresses at different times in their life. So with kids that are the age of 12 or 13 years old, typically the only stress they have in a day would be, I don't know, call it a math test, something like that. You do all your preparation. You do all your preparation in advance. You do all your studying in order to do the test properly.
Right.
With diving, a lot of it follows the same thing, right? It's like building a little pyramid. You start with your foundation, that you have a lot of the basics and the fundamentals of diving with very basic skills solidified. You become very comfortable with that before you move forward. Right, so you'll start with very simple dives, you move up to maybe a somersault or maybe a 1.5 somersaults. You become very comfortable with that, and then you maybe might take that somersault up to a higher platform and try it up there.
Okay.
So again, it's a lot like building blocks, and eventually it becomes very natural, but that process to get up to, I'll call it 10 meter as comfortable as you can be, takes probably about 5 or 6 years usually.
Okay, so if I was to get up to that 10 meter platform, I would start on the springboard.
You're going to start right down there on the 1 meter like we do in our beginner classes.
Maybe you could show me a few of those skills.
Oh, absolutely. You know, my plan for you today to kind of put you through the paces with everything, I'd like to go through 2 or 3 skills that people might not see in, I call it a public swim. Okay. Right? Everyone goes and does the run off the board and does their dive and kind of goes, whoa, that's really cool, right? But we're going to try and teach you to do that in a much more professional way. We'll teach you a lot of the basics and a lot of kind of what we're looking at in terms of how we would score a dive.
Okay.
And then from there, hopefully we can get you up on the higher springboard to do maybe 1 or 2 things up there and see how you like it. And then if you're courageous enough, maybe we'll have a look up the tower and we'll see how it goes from there. We can look at our bubbles. We can hopefully jump up there. Yeah, of course.
All right. Bubbles, I'm in. If there's bubbles, I'm in. Let's start with the little one. We'll work our way up maybe a little bit. We'll see if I get off the top one or not.
That sounds good.
No promises. Yeah, let's go to it, yeah?
Sounds good. All right, let's go. So when they're doing this, you're looking that your hands are creating a hole in the water, right? You're turning your hands inwards.
Okay.
You're going to put one hand over top of the other, and your top hand is going to grab your lower one. Okay. What that does is it creates a flat surface with the water to create a hole going into the pool. And how we create that no splash is the diver going completely through that hole without touching the sides of the hole, if that makes sense. The first skill that we just worked on was on our very first level of our Learn to Dive program. Okay. Our second one that we're going to work on now is on our second level. Okay. So basically what the skill is called is it's called a rolling. So you're going to go right to the end of the 3 meter board this time, up on the higher springboard, and you're going to sit in a tuck position. So you're going to have your legs bent, you're going to have one hand on one leg, one hand on the other leg. You're going to do a nice easy roll forwards. I'm going to tell you to kick your legs out nice and straight up to the ceiling, and you're going to bring your hands back together into diver hands that we worked on a second ago. So this skill is step 1 for any diver learning to do somersaults or rotations forwards. So if they're going to do a somersault or 1.5 somersaults all the way up to something in the Olympics where they do 4.5 somersaults, this is step 1. This is how you're kicking out of your tuck position or your somersault and how to go into the pool.
Well, it looks a lot higher when you're up there. Thank you for the coaching. I have no doubt that with your help, I think I can go over the 10 meter. Can we try that?
Let's do it. Okay. We can make our way up there.
All right. It's really high. I kind of want to call my mom.
Think you can do it?
Yeah. Let's do it. I'm going to go backwards.
Backwards?
Yeah.
All right.
Fine. Good.
Okay. You want to hold that position as tight as you can.
Yep.
Okay. When you're ready, you got it.
hot.
Okay, so clearly that wasn't me. But if you want to try diving, come check out Ottawa National Diving School. Drop Brennan a line, and you can do it yourself, Ottawa.
All right, so now you've pressed the logo onto the bars of soap. So here they are. This is your final product. What's the next step? I think you were mentioning something about curing the soaps.
Yeah, so we put them all onto these bakery rack trays, and we space them out a bit and let them cure for about 3 to 4 weeks, and that just allows them to go through the rest of the saponification process, because they do continue to go through that after they come out of the molds. And we let them dry for about 3 to 4 weeks just to make a harder bar.
What are you most proud of? Like when you take a look at how far you've come, when you reflect, what is it that makes you really proud?
I'm really proud of the storefront on Bank Street. It took a long time to be able to get there. And it doesn't seem that big to me now, but if I had thought about it back when I started the business, I never would have thought that it would have been possible. And just the fact that we have such great customers who are really loyal and they really love our product. I think we have the best customers, so that makes me happy.
Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you for coming.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
Hi, I'm Harriet Clooney. Come check out my show, Scrap Cooking, where I'm going to show you how to use the bits and bobs, the ends, pieces of things that you might otherwise throw in the compost. I'm going to show you how to turn them into something delicious.
Are you a woman experiencing abuse? Do you know a woman experiencing abuse? Help is available any time of day or night. Sheltersafe.ca is an online map that helps you find a women's shelter or transition house that meets your needs so you can live a life free from violence. Sheltersafe.ca. Help is just a click away.
The following program has been made possible through the generous support